But hopefully through the weekend, you've been able to identify with one or more of the people that were up there, and you'll say to yourself as you leave this weekend, hey, if those guys can make it, maybe there's a chance for me. And take it from a person that only went to 9th grade in school. And take it from a person that's been using the products maybe a little bit longer than everybody in the room, and has been wearing their button longer than anybody else in the room. And I've been talking to people more than anybody else in the room. Trust me, from a guy who knows from where I came from and how I grew up and the family life I had, trust me, I can tell you with absolute sincerity, anything is possible if you just keep using, wear, and talking and do it over and over and over and over and over again. The wildest dreams you've ever thought of can come true in Herbalife. And just a few ending comments here and winding up just before we get to the last 5 minutes. Certainly using the products is something that's important. Wearing the button is certainly obviously important. Talking to people is certainly important. But if I could give you any other hints, all the guys were saying, geez, give them a little something else. I could only say a couple of things. Number one, my advice to you is as you leave these doors and as you go back and talk to people on the street on your way to the airport and on your way to your airplanes and on the way back to your countries, do yourself a favor. Number one, treat everybody you meet equal, because you just never know who's going to be the person that you meet that could end up being the next person on stage here in less than 10 months from now getting their president's team pin. You just don't have any idea. If you look around the room here, there's all different colors of skin, all different personalities, all different languages, all different backgrounds, and so on. If there's anybody, okay, that knows that anybody can make it, it's me. And hopefully over this weekend, we've been able to show you that they're all different personalities and different walks of life. Don't miss out. When you talk to someone, make sure that you give them your absolute all. Don't mess up with your presentations. Don't judge them by the way that they look, or necessarily by the way their hairdo is, or the way their jacket looks, or the way their t-shirt looks, or the way they're dressed. Hey, if I had made that fatal mistake, I would have passed right by Doug Stuntz. Doug Stuntz, when he came to his very first meeting, was wearing a tank top. He was wearing his best sandals to the meeting. He had his groovy looking little beads on, and he had this old gray primer stained van that we made him park out in the back. And we let him sit there in the meeting room, and he started watching what was going on, and he said, hey, maybe there's a place for me. You just never know. Treat everybody that you know nice. There's gonna be people in your organization that do $50 and $100, and you couldn't make the fatal mistake of trying to teach them like they're a nobody, or try to make them feel like they don't exist and so on. Don't make that fatal mistake. They might be doing $100 a month now and 10 years from now, because you let them feel good about the organization and who they are, could be standing up here in the year 2005 extravaganza and getting their president's team pin. You just never know. Treat everybody nice. Treat everybody that you know with respect. Hey, who would have known a few years ago that somebody that could hardly speak English, like Leon Weisbein, would have been up here on the stage talking about picking oranges and falling on his head? Who would have known a few years ago that Leon Weisbein was going to make in excess of $1 million last year? Who would have known that Michelle Fauché, did you guys see that shot of him, he and his wife, sitting inside of that little tiny, I don't even know what you'd call it, a little locker and so on, and that was their actual living room? Could you imagine what your attitude might have been if you had walked past that locker area with your lose weight now, ask me how button, or you had gotten your brand new earn $420 ask me how button on, and they had crawled out of that locker space and say, hey, I'd like to make some extra money. The question is, would you have treated them equal, like the people that weren't living in that situation? Would you have treated them nice, like you do people that are dressed in suits? Would you treat them with respect, like someone else in your organization that you're trying to pitch that might be a doctor or a lawyer that you think is going to be Mr. or Mrs. Hot Rod in your organization? One thing I can tell you for sure, when you start an Herbalife, you're at zero. And regardless of who it is, if they're cleaning toilets, treat them nice. If they're a doctor or a lawyer, treat them nice, because you just never know. Because in Herbalife, you start out at zero. And those who talk the most get the most. So treat everybody nice and equal with respect. Don't miss out. That's not easy sometimes, is it? Because a lot of times we prejudge just on the way someone's hair is and the way that they may or may not look, and their teeth and the way that they're dressed and so on. Don't make that mistake. Here's the next one. Learn loyalty. And the first place I should say that you should be loyal to is the company. And let me tell you something. You may not be able to judge us all the time and stuff like that, just on what I'm saying. But one thing you can trust about me and the company is for the last 15 years, I've been saying one thing, that we were going to produce extremely good products, and we were going to have the most exciting opportunity that ever existed, and we were going to always pay our people every single month. And we've been doing that now for 15 straight years, every single month.
That's actually 40 years now. So that's awesome. Longevity is pretty awesome, I would say.
And the reason I'm telling you that is from time to time, you may have someone that tries to break your thought pattern on your loyalty and your commitment and your conviction of what you think about what you thought the company is. But let me tell you something. It started out with one theme, and it's had that theme for 15 years, and it's going to keep on for the next 15 years, okay? And so what I'm saying is, don't miss the boat just because someone gets you off track a little bit, because the loyalty of me and what we've been trying to do for the last 15 years has always been the same. Stay loyal to all the Herbalife rules. They're not easy sometimes, but you got to do it. You got to do it for you. You got to do it for your kids, and you got to do it for the company. Because if you don't stay within some of the Herbalife rules over the years to come, we won't be able to continue to provide these products to every single person in the world. Some of you sometimes think, well, geez, I'll break this little rule and I'll do this and I'll ship some products over to, some different countries where it doesn't make any difference. Hey, it does make some difference, because if Herbalife's not around, none of us are around. So we got to make certain that each and every day we protect the rules and regulations of all of our distributorships, because the company is the goose that laid the golden egg. And trust me, I have never seen a goose put out so many golden eggs in my entire life as we've been putting out. And the second thing you're going to have to do is you're going to have to fight to keep what you got. On your way, there'll be a number of fights. Here's number 3. If you hear any rumors about the company, and if you hear any rumors about me, and trust me, you're going to hear them as you get back into your countries and back into your own little organizations and so on.
So
you don't think as we go out here and help,
get us started real quick. What up? Jared Cooper, Global Expansion Team member, super excited because it's always good when you come out of STS. It's like a recharge, right? So type of 1, if you tuned into STS this past Saturday. But I really like what Mark Hughes is just saying right now about how those who talk the most get the most. And I think that that theme is very important because he been saying, so what was that, 19 what do you say, 15 years? So 1980. So was that 1995? So that was in 95 he was saying that, right? That was a long time ago. So in 95 he's giving you the blueprint saying those who talk the most get the most. So I really want to be I want everybody to wrap our heads around like, okay, like yes, you can make money in Herbalife by doing it part time, which is very awesome, which is very great, and you know what I'm saying? That's awesome. We want people that's going to do that because more than likely, the majority of the people that you sign up, as far as coaches and distributors, are not going to necessarily be like, "Hey, I'm trying to go to press team." Like the majority of people not going to say they want to go to press. You know what I mean? Like not everybody's going to be willing to do the work, right? But some people are gonna say, yo, like I just want to make an extra few dollars or whatever the case is, which is cool, right? Because you want to, you're gonna need those people for your longevity. Because like he just said, like I'm a big advocate of not making people feel bad about anything inside of the business, right? As long as you're not doing nothing wrong, detrimental, you know what I mean? Like I don't like to shun people away because some people come around for the community, some people like to be around the energy, some people just like to help a few people, right? And if you can make that person feel good and keep them around for 20 years and they're doing a thousand volume points, 500 volume points. That's awesome. You know what I'm saying? Versus somebody just saying, okay, let me just give you 1 or 2 really good years and then quit. You know what I'm saying? But it also is you saying, yo, let me make you feel good. Let me not, you know what I'm saying, make you feel bad for not doing enough volume that I think you should be doing. Don't project your success on other people because that makes people turn away. I had to learn that in the beginning too. Yeah. So okay, bet. So if you tune into STS, who I see what, 5 people? 5 people? Okay, bet. Let me get 1 to 2 things that everybody took from STS. I'll go ahead and start, right? I'll start. Um I really like how Brian Holyfield was just talking about the honors. Type of two if you know what honors is. Um, type of two if you know what it is. Type of three if you do not know what honors is. Right. I really like that he brought that up because a lot of people just don't know what that is, or didn't even know it existed. Um, so I'm just seeing. Let me see. Raymond don't know. Reef and Steph know what honors is. So I'll just go ahead, Ariel. Um, Ariel, what's up, Ariel? I'm glad you on the call. Ariel, can you explain what honors is to give it to the just I want to hear somebody else give their perception of what honors is. Um so can you come off the call and just explain what honors is a little bit? Um yeah.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Ariel. If I am not mistaken, I believe it is when they honor the top 1% of the company for all of their contributions and earnings within their organizations and teams and all their contributions back to the communities, including like Herbalife honors, like charities, all the above. And it's like dope, 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 like the top are granted amazing opportunities and gifts.
Right. Yes, definitely. So pretty much, yes, Michaela, for sure. Right. So honors is pretty much what Ariel said is definitely based upon how much you contribute as a presidency member, right? So the big thing about honors is that you get the Marquise bonus awards if you qualify. So to qualify for the Marquise bonus awards, right, you got to be a presidency member, one, and then you have to have a frontline that is a presidency member as well. That's how you qualify to get a Mark Hughes bonus. So you got to be working hard as hell. You know what I'm saying? And then for every diamond that you have, so ultimately a diamond, right? So for every diamond that you have, you get a little bit more on your bonus, plus adding up all the contribution that you did for the company as far as like, okay, if you've been doing STSs, if you've been doing LDWs, if you've been doing stuff for corporate, you know what I'm saying? If you've been like doing product tests, all that kind of stuff, pretty much all the behind the scenes stuff and all the stuff that gives us value. If you've been doing that, they add that up in accumulation for your Mark Hughes bonus awards. So that's super dope. So Brian Holyfield, right? 20K executive presidency member, senior executive presidency member, actually. He was talking about how he got 8 in a row, right? And so pretty much the amount of the Mark Hughes bonus awards, they're giving away 1% of the total revenue of the whole company, right? So if we know that Herbalife is $8 billion, right? 8.9 billion, right? What's 1% of 8.9 billion? Somebody tell me that. I don't know. I'm not. Somebody do the math, right? 1% of 8.9 billion, not a million. Somebody just get on Google and ask real quick. I guess I can do it. Let me see. 1%. Oh, I can ask Siri. What is 1% of 8.9 billion? 89 million. Okay, bet. So check it out. Herbalife is doing this. Out of all the money that they made, right? 8.9 billion, right? It's been growing by the billion for the last couple of years, right? 2020 was crazy. Obviously, we know that. 2020 was out of this world when it came to the business side. But 1% of 8.9 billion is 89 million, right? So how many president's team members do you guys think it is in a company in total, right? How many president's team members do you guys think it is with a president's team member under them in total that qualify? Like, how many guys do you think? It's not hella, right? It's not hella. Like, it's not hella. It's not like it's not thousands. Like, it's not that many. You know what I'm saying? It's like a couple hundred. Like, maybe like 400, 500, maybe. Like, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe, right? I know for sure it's not thousands of people that qualify. It's a couple hundred. So they're giving away 89 million to 500 people. That's a lot of money. That is a gang of money. Now, obviously, it's not equal as far as like, okay, everybody gets the same amount. Everybody gets different amounts, right? But I remember a couple years ago, I know Garrett Jones had got a check for like 9 million. Like 9 million? That's crazy, right? So ultimately, what I'm saying is Brian Holyfield has gotten 8 bonus awards in a row, 8 of them in a row. That's a whole lot of generational wealth. You know what I'm saying? He was talking about how he couldn't even help his mom pay rent, and then in the last 5 years, he's owned 3 different homes. Like, imagine what that would be like for you to have that option to say, like, you know, I don't like this place no more. Let me upgrade. You know, I don't like this place no more. Let me upgrade. You know what? I kind of like this place, but I really like this place a little bit more. So let me upgrade one more time. You know what I'm saying? Just have the ability to say that is dope. And all you got to do is just talk to more people. And obviously, when we say all you got to do is talk to more people, we know it's more behind that, right? Getting them in the flow, getting them in the system, getting them to see the value in doing Herbalife, right? And like I say, everybody's not going to want to go to Prez. So you're going to have way more people that's doing not that much work. I'm not gonna say not that much work, but you're gonna have a lot of people that's doing, you know, this amount of work, and then you're gonna continuously have to be the person doing this amount of work to fill this gap, right? So if you want to be that person that gets the $1 million check, the honors awards, that has the diamond in your front line, imagine how much work it's gonna take for you to say to even get in that position, to get to half of that position. You know what I mean? If that's your dream, if that's what you want. So it's gonna take a lot of effort, and I know what it's like to, you know, be caught up in work and to be having all these other side things going on, and you may be moving, and you may be having drama in your life, and X, Y, Z, and yada yada yada. Right? We all done been through it. You might be going through it now. Like, that's just life, right? But the one constant thing that it's gonna be, right, is that if you want things to change, you've got to change. And you might have to change your effort level. You might have to take the level of action that you're taking. You might have to change, you know what I'm saying, the things that you do when you get off of work. You might have to do the things that you might be doing at work. Maybe instead of scrolling on Instagram, you might have to be hitting clients up. You might have to be posting intentionally, like Erica Ringer was talking about, right? Like, instead of posting, you know, super funny memes, maybe you need to be posting about the challenge. Maybe you need to be posting about the products. Maybe you need to, you know what I'm saying, start creating content. Something like that maybe can be beneficial to your overall success level in the business, right? I just started going off really quick. But if you want to share, go ahead and come off of mute, and we would love to hear your shares, please. Definitely, thank you. Somebody.
I'll go.
Well-
Mine's from him too because he talked 2 different times. So, and I felt like he was the most like, I was the most paying attention or able to like relate to him over everybody. So the first thing I took from him, sorry, I flipped the page. I wanted to read this part. The universe will respond to you whether you're positive or negative. And another thing I was just doing for a different training, they talked about how negativity is 7 times more intense, or your body recognizes or responds 7 times more to negative energy than positive energy. So like the universe is going to respond to how you are, whether you're thinking it, whether it shows in your body language, whether you're speaking it out loud. Like energy is energy. So just checking your energy at all times and making sure that you're putting the energy out in the world that you're trying to get back. And then he said, when we go, or wait. Every time you get ready to go or like take a step forward, a setback happens. So like it's the same thing how I took it. Like it's the same thing as like becoming a diamond. You got to go through heat, you got to go through pressure, you got to go through time to get the diamond. It's the same thing with Herbalife. Like you got to go through the heat, you got to go through the pressure, you got to wait the time and put the effort in while you're paying your dues or whatever. So I just think a lot of times like people get impatient with it. And so that spoke to me because it's like, even if you're set up, something's always going to happen. So just stay positive through it and keep going forward, because after you fall back on something, the only way is up, right? The only thing after that is to come back up. So, and then be certain, be consistent. If you don't believe, it won't happen. So I was like, damn, that's like a lot of people get in that headspace where like they're going. And then it gets to the point where you're just like, is this really going to work? Or like you have people in your ear talking about, are you still doing that Herbalife thing or whatever? But it's like, if you have that definitive answer, if you're confident about it, if you're consistent through it, if you truly, really believe it, you can get wherever you're trying to get. It's literally ultimately down to the work that you put in. So I think those were the biggest takeaways for me, is like, I set intentions to really try to, I think that's another thing too, I wanted to say at the beginning that Amanda and I were talking about, is having intentions when you go into trainings, like having a goal to get something out of the training and not just like popping on just to hear people talk and hope you get motivated. Because if you don't have intentions, if you don't have a goal that you're trying to get out of this training, it's just going to be like any other training. So that's something I wanted to share, because next month is a really big month. It's a longer training. And a lot of times we all just show up just to show up. Maybe it's for your team. Maybe it's so you could say that you did the training, but you have no real intention, no real goal behind getting something out of that or utilizing that training for your next move. So coming up next month, everybody just moving forward for your next training, I would encourage you to set intentions or goals out of what you want to get out of it. Because Amanda said that to me. So shout out to her, because that totally like changed how I viewed Saturday. Oh, I'm done. Sorry.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. Really great share. For sure. I think that how you said about pressure, going through heat, getting cut, XYZ on your way to whatever level, right? It doesn't matter if you're trying to, get a new promotion at your job, or, break through another level in your relationship, or, you know what I'm saying? Level up in the business and Herbalife or whatever, right? Like it's going to be pressure, and sometimes it's going to suck. Like it's going to suck sometimes. For sure. For sure. It's going to suck sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to all be flowers and dandy and thumbs up and it's great. Like it's not going to always be like that, but it's going to be hella of that though. It's going to be hella of that, but it will be some sucky times where you're just like, You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like I'm just not feeling it. You're gonna be waking up not motivated. Like that's a part of it. Like that's a part of the process. And that's a like I really would like to say, like, that's a really true testament of like where's your character at? You know what I'm saying? Like adversity. You know what I mean? Like, how do you respond? I was just watching this thing on TV the other day. Where they was talking about like how do you respond to adversity, like what type of person are you, like when your feet is to the flames, like do you burn out or are you gonna, you know what I'm saying, find a way. And I think that says a lot about who you are and if you will make it, because like life, like everything's not going to go as planned. So if you have these plans to be like, oh, like I'm going to be like, you can be a supervisor, you can be a world team member, you can be, you know what I'm saying, on your way to supervisor, whatever. You're like, man, I really got goals to be a global expansion team member or whatever, right? Presidency member, world team member, active world team, right? And it doesn't necessarily happen in the time that you would like it to happen. And it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? But a really important thing is to, I heard before when I first started my Herbalife career was, don't change the goal, just change the date. You know what I'm saying? Like the goal don't never change, but you just might have to change the date. Like, and that's cool because again, your character will carry you through that when you're not necessarily motivated. Like your principles, your discipline will get you through when you don't feel motivated. Just like going to the gym. Like, man, I be going to the gym sometimes and I don't want to go. Man, I be doing a lot of stuff that I don't want to do, right? But it's just because hey, that's a part of it. Come with it. You ask for this on your road to becoming who you want to be, getting to where you want to go. Like this is a part of the shebang. So yes, really awesome. Somebody else want to share? If you would like to come up.
I'll pick up. But what Liz was saying, if you feel, I'm gonna start this off first, but if you feel that you're off your game in any way, then you need to go to LDW. You have every reason to go. So if you haven't paid Kehlani your $200, like you need to pay it today so we can all be there and get the house today. But if you have any excuse or even off your game, make sure that you do set the intentions. Like, why do you need LDW? Am I just going, for the vibes, which is totally fine. But it's like, what do you need for yourself there? Like, you need to know, like when you leave LDW, you need to know, okay, this is what I'm going to do and this is what I'm going to stick to. Like this is going to be my DMO for 90 days straight, and I'm going to see what results I get out of it. Okay, so one thing, speaking of getting off your game, what Brian Holyfield was saying is that we must like fall in love with personal development, because other people, we get irritated with other people, or we get like these moods at other people, whatever it is, like the type of circle that you're surrounding yourself with, home, school, work, whatever, those people can irritate you and take you off your game, right? Even including yourself. Like if you're in this negative mindset, you don't know what to do, or you're having these thoughts A through Z, whatever, that's holding you back. You yourself can take you off your game by having all these negative thoughts. And what Liz is saying earlier, like what you think, your thoughts really become your thing. So make sure that you fall in love with personal development so you can have and build that mental toughness. Because if you do PD in and out, you can always stay in your game no matter what. Because raise your hand, every time you do PD, you feel so much better, especially when we start off during the day. First thing in the morning, do PD, like, okay, now I woke up having the right mindset for the rest of the day. So when something comes in your way, it's not going to affect you. So you're going to have that mental toughness. You're always going to stay in the game. And another one I got was, there is a difference from Erica. There is a difference between being busy and being productive. I've been in this type of thing so many times, like, hey, like, no, I'm busy, but my busy was, I'm at the gym, or I'm cooking right now, when I can literally have a conversation at the same time with somebody to do a quick follow-up while I'm cooking. Or like today, I was just running around doing some errands. I'm getting ready for my move. And like people are texting me, and I'm getting a phone call from this girl. And I was like, I don't want to answer because I'm out and about doing heck stuff. I'm trying to deal with this, yada, yada, yada. I don't want to answer. And she's my client. I was like, you know what? I'm going to answer. I'm not going to do it like that. So I answered, and then we're talking about the challenge. At the same time, we're talking about the challenge, I am trying to get everything else handled at the same time. And I just know like there's so many ways to be productive with Herbalife. So like today I posted a video regarding the challenge, and that's why the girl called me, because she saw my video that I posted, my workout video talking about the challenge. Okay. And me, I'm just going around Target in my cart, and I'm just whatever, I'm ready to get out of here so I can hurry up and get home and make it on time for this team call. And then I get a response like, how? So I was like, okay, so here's another conversation I have to start. So that conversation starts. I left with a phone number and a business card, because Brian Holyfield said, if you look at my button, I'm going to get your number. So I remember like, okay, if someone looks at my button today, I'm going to get their number no matter what, or Instagram, whatever it is. So that's my share.
Nice, really great share. That's funny that she said that like you're not too busy, because I just actually, as I did type of 6 if you did personal development today, right? Something that I heard of my personal development today, that's funny that she said that, is don't confuse movement with accomplishments, right? Like, don't think that just because you're doing, like, don't major on minor things. You know what I'm saying? Like it's pretty much what she's saying. I'm backing it because I heard that today, right? Like, don't major in minor things. Don't just think because you're doing certain things that you're getting closer to your goals because you're filling up time. Like, be intentional with the things that you're doing. Like, what's the reason? Like, think about this, right? This is what you should be thinking about, because I've been thinking about this a lot. What result am I trying to get out of this particular action? You know what I'm saying? Like, what am I going to gain or get or receive from doing this? I think about that a lot for a lot of the things that I do. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to me just doing the business, right? So think about that for sure. Love the personal development bet for sure. Somebody else want to share what they got from STS? If you want to come off of mute, go ahead. If not, it's all good. We have some really great info, but if you do want to share, it's open for you to share. Going once, going twice.
Can I add something really quick?
Yeah, go ahead. Do your thing for sure.
Okay, sorry. So I just want to give to people that weren't on, like, things that you could use instead of just cool quotes that fire you up, because like a lot of times when we do shares, it's what hit us the most to like fire us up, not always so much the like action steps to produce. So like Amanda had a couple ones, like if you see somebody look at your button, make sure you get their number. But I wanted to share really quick what Erica Ringer, I don't know how to say her name, hopefully I said that right, but she said just about posting real quick. Like, she talked about how she posts intentional in the mornings, the afternoons, and evenings. So if you're somebody who utilizes social media and you don't know like what to post in the mornings, she always posts something positive, whether it's a quote, a before and after, or an inspirational video. So if you're like, I don't know what to do in the mornings, choose one of those 3 and post something that's going to fire somebody up. In the afternoon, she does something with lifestyle. So whether it's like lunch with a friend, riding a bike, traveling, at the beach, something to show that like while you do Herbalife, you also, you know, get to make an impact and do cool things in your life. And then in the evening, she does gratitude. So affirmations, a picture of you inspiring with an inspiring caption, or a picture of somebody who inspires you. So either like yourself with a nice quote, or of somebody that, you know, is like your goals or that inspires you all the time. But yeah, I just wanted to give you guys like something you can utilize more than just a quote from training. That's it.
For sure, definitely. And I'm glad that you said that, because that just made me think of a question right now. Is anybody on this call like confused about what you should be doing as a distributor? Type a 7 if you're confused about what you should be doing. Type an 8 if you're like, I know what I should be doing. Just because it's like, that's great that you said that, listen, somebody still might be like, okay, like what's lifestyle? You know what I'm saying? Like just so we're clear, right? I see a lot of eights, which is very awesome, right? Okay, cool, for sure. Bet. Does anybody else want to share about STS? Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Bet. Okay, awesome. So listen, we always talk about inviting to things, right? Like having a container for people, you getting around people, which is always better because the sticky factor of face-to-face energy and contact is better than over the phone, right? So having that face-to-face interaction and you getting to know people, you getting to interact, them getting to, like I say, get the products in people's mouths is always great, right? So over the past weekend, this past weekend right now, Abane and Michaela actually hosted an event where they got at people's faces. You know what I'm saying? So I want to get them both on the call to pretty much explain, you know, what they did, how they did it, and what they gained from it. So if y'all want to just go ahead and do y'all thing. Wait, let me go ahead and do this. Skirt. But wait, watch this, y'all. Watch this. Watch this. Skirt. Okay, bet. So y'all go ahead. Yeah, y'all go ahead and do y'all thing. And yeah, we would love to.
Hello? Okay, great. So, hey y'all. Over this past weekend, we had the second Spill the Tea event that I started last month. And after that event, Michaela hit me up and was like, hey, would you like to collab? She originally wanted to work with me on the first one. I think it was, am I right, Michaela? Am I wrong? I think it was, yeah. And
Yeah.
then it was just like, the planning was so far gone that she was like, all right, I'm just going to wait till the second one. So immediately we hopped on to do the second one together. And it was just so great. When we got on the phone, we were vibing off of each other. We kind of had the same sort of energy. And we were excited to bring people in. Like you said, it was like our little call of action or whatever. And we came up with the Georgia Peach theme because we knew spring was coming in the month of March. We felt like we both were growing within the business. And I think I had hit supervisor and I was on a roll. I had all these ideas going. She had many ideas going. So we were like ladies in bloom. That's how we kind of settled on that. But the idea of the Spill the Tea event is to, like Coop said, get the products in people's mouths, meet people, get into their face, and also give the women the opportunity to network with each other. The way that the first event played out, it was such a success, even though it didn't like blow up, it wasn't as many people as I expected. The women immediately walked in and started talking to each other. And these are women who don't know each other from nothing, like, you know, and they all have these different backgrounds. Like I said, it was such a success that I was like, why isn't this something that I can do every month? It'll be a way to get new clients. It's a free event. Who wouldn't want to come to a free event? It's a way to get the products in their mouth, and it's a way to stay in touch with people and potentially make them a client. Like I said, the benefit is also the networking opportunity that is allowed for the ladies there. This second event was such a success. It turned out beautifully. The recipes were amazing. We got amazing feedback and shares because our conversation was surrounded by what does it mean to be in bloom and how are you blooming? Oh my God, the feedback, like I said, the stories that they told us, it was just, it was beyond expectation. And so I'm excited to continue to collab with her. That's something that we decided to do and put one on every month to, like I said, bring in more clients, get the products in their mouths, talk to them about the recipes and the benefits of all the different products and the things that they may have seen us post or heard about or whatever. And like I said, create the opportunity for them to meet other people and create a circle of like health and wellness. Like, you know, at this point, those ladies now know a couple of people on one hand that are also in health and fitness or may also have the same interests as them. So I'm excited to continue doing it. And you could go ahead and share now because I'm got so much
Okay.
to say.
Yeah, well, other than what Avane said, one of my main goals was to really, we talk a lot about figuring out your niche, for lack of better words, like figuring out like how do you want to make the Herbalife business yours? How do you want to, everyone does different things. And for me, especially like as a person who I'm a social worker, so I do a lot of I work with mainly children's like mental health, mental well-being, social emotional health. So I was like, okay, how can I marry the two things that are important to me, this Herbalife nutrition, just being the best version of myself and that aspect together. So I was like, okay, this is just like perfect, like I'm gathering women or just people in general and like creating just like a community that really kind of supports who you are, where you're going. It was just like perfect timing. And for me, my main goal was like not only inviting my clients, but inviting people that I knew were maybe a little bit on the fence, or I knew maybe didn't necessarily think about Herbalife products, but it was like, but also thought and wanted that community. And then also, hey, look, and you're eating that good food. That's also some of our products. So my kind of like goal was to invite people that aren't my clients and like making sure I follow up with them. That's what I've been doing this week, seeing how they liked it, trying to get them on. So really just like, using my resources, using what kind of fuels me up in a way, towards the Herbalife business. And it was literally better than we could have expected. It just flowed effortlessly. We were both like, you know what? One thing we're also learning right now is to not push things. So ourselves and like personally and in our business, just like continuing to grow. It just was kind of like, it all just kind of worked out really well. And we're excited. We're excited to do it again.
Yeah, the number literally doubled for the second event. So I'm excited for it to get bigger and bigger. And like she said, how does it help our business? Well, for everyone watching my story who's talking, and like she said, I didn't invite my clients. I invited everyone else who commented on my story, who comments on my post to come to this event. And from posting about it and seeing the good time that everyone else had, I've already got a few other people who were like, I got to come to the next one. And I'm like, yes. Come to the next one. Let's go. So I'm already excited to start planning the next one. And like she said, now we got a challenge coming. We can follow up with them, join the challenge. The circle gets bigger, and like we said, we invited them to bring a friend. So the next one, hopefully it gets bigger, because one other person brought a friend, and it was like she never heard about it. She didn't even really know what it was about, and she enjoyed everything. And it's like, oh, you've never heard about this? Let me tell you all about this. Michaela was great. It was awesome. It was a really great business move. So yeah, can we write that off on our taxes?
Yeah, certain stuff. Yeah. Sure. But all right, Ben, let me get y'all real quick off the skirt. Wait, yep. All right, bet, cool. So that's really dope. Give a type of what number we on? Type a 9 if you think that that's super dope. And type a 10 if you feel like you could take something from that and do something of your own, right? Because the thing about it is, right, they're doing something that's about the community, right? And it's kind of like a nutrition club, right? Because the reality is, when you got a nutrition club, it don't say Herbalife all across the, you know what I'm saying, all across the front, right? It damn near might not even have Herbalife in the club. It damn near might not. You know what I'm saying? But it's given this is the whole thing, right? And I want you guys to understand this. It's about having the experience. It's about having a vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like that, it gives a reason for people to come back. It's like my barber, right? My barber has a vibe at his barbershop besides the quality of the cut that makes me want to come back to the shop. You know what I'm saying? Like I really like going to that shop because I feel good when I go over there. That's the type of environment that you want to provide inside of, right? The goodness, the vibe, right? This right here is inside of the nutrition club, inside the ladies event, inside the shake party, inside your fit club, right? Fit camp, right? Like that's the environment that you want to have. Like this is the thing, right? You want the guts to be Herbalifed out, but the outside shell can, you know what I'm saying? You can make that be whatever you want it to be. That could be you. But the guts is the products, getting them in people's mouths, making muffins, lemonade, you know what I'm saying? Different drinks, bars, brownies, you know what I'm saying? Like all that is dope inside of the vibe. So it's up to you what kind of vibe you want. And clearly they had a great time. Do you guys use satellite clubs for those tea parties or don't need one?
I'm asking because it kind of seemed like if it's a free event, like are you able to like document? I was just kind of curious on like, or is it more just leads and sampling and that type of thing?
Yeah, I think it's considered that because I spoke to Jen when I through the first one, and I was like, let me know if I'm wrong about it. She was like, no, yeah, as long as it's all sample size and about like bringing people in, kind of, it's like a shake party, but we threw a tea party.
Yeah. So anything, just for clarification, if you're doing anything for anybody, right? If you're just doing anything to invite people and just saying, hey, come on through and just check out what I got going on, it don't gotta be like pretty much if you're not making money from it, you know what I mean? Especially with the rules and whatnot, like you don't want to get caught up in all that kind of stuff, right? But ultimately, if you're just saying, hey, come on, check out what I got going on, no, you don't have to have a satellite club. But if you plan on necessarily making consumption sales, tracking people, getting receipts on the POS system, XYZ, right? Like making some money, doing some profit, like turning it into something, a machine in some form, you will need a satellite club. And if you want to do a satellite club, it's very easy to sign up. It's not hard. All you got to do is just do the training. The training is not hard. It's kind of like the required training when you first became a distributor, something like that, but pretty much just the satellite club version.
I have a question. So I'm waiting to be approved for my satellite club, but that aside, what if I decided, or we decided, sorry, to start selling things on retail there? Sort of like, hey, if you liked this recipe, we have these products for sale. Would it be the same as doing a retail sale or?
So, yeah, so what you would do is ultimately, like, without getting super detailed in it, like we can have this conversation for sure, like whatever, right? But ultimately what you would do is you would order the products retail.
Yeah.
Under retail, under retail, right?
Right.
And whatever you might need to make the whatever. So then you would go into the My Club, you would pretty much copy the menu from your upline's different, different options. And then you would ultimately make the products, you would sell them like, hey, this is what you want. You would make it at the crib or making it there in front. This is what you want. Okay, bet. Take the order. Kind of like doing donuts. Ultimately, it's just like doing donuts. Like, okay, this is what you want. Okay, bet. This is what I'm using. You give me the money, whether you're going to give it to me early or you give it to me at the spot. And then you document it by saying, it's because it's real easy. It's already in the system. It's like, okay, I sold one of these, whatever, this tea, this shake, this donut, whatever, right? I sold one of these, boom. And then that documents the volume for you right there.
Right. I was just confirming that we could do that and it's just still a regular retail sale. I don't have, because I'm still waiting to be approved for Satellite Club. But
yeah, so yeah, you would just do it. You would, if you don't want to, the political way is that because there's only one different, there's only one satellite club, right? It would have to be under Michaela. You know what I'm saying? For
okay.
proper purposes, documented purposes, because whatever, right? But as long as you get approved within a reasonable time, I'm saying y'all individuals, like her people that she invites, your people that you invite, it's cool because y'all both operating under different, you know what I'm saying? Different satellite clubs.
I don't want to take up the whole thing.
Right.
We can, thank you.
Definitely. But see, the cool thing about that is, right? Look at them working together, right? Abade and Michaela is definitely 100% not in each other's line, right? They're in the same, but they're not working, or how am I trying to say this? They're not in the same line, right? So it's dope that they're pretty much just working together saying, hey, let's collab. And what's really important about that is you ain't always got to work with your, like, hey, if you vibe with somebody on the team, get busy with that person on the team because it might not necessarily, their work might not make your business go up or vice versa. but the fact that y'all are working together will make your business go up in general, right? So it's cool for you to go ahead and just say like, hey, like let's work together, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's lit. Yeah. So okay, bet. I just want to talk real quick about, we got the challenge coming up. March 28th is the start of the challenge. If you want to get in the challenge, send your money to Liz and via Venmo, because that's how she wants her payments. Don't send her no Cash App. Don't send her no, you feel me, Zelle. Don't send her nothing like that. She want Venmo. Okay. So if you ain't got Venmo downloaded, that's how she want her payment, right? So because she handling all the money and she ain't trying to be having counting stuff over here and over there, make it easy on her. Download Venmo, right? Challenge starts March 28th, which is Sunday, right? Challenge starts Sunday. You have up until what? That Wednesday, right? To get everything finalized. So that Wednesday is what? The 31st. So you at the maximum, you have up until the 31st to go ahead and get your finances straight and XYZ. So that's the challenge. It'll be really dope if we can have everybody participate. But if you know what I'm saying, if you can't, you can't. But I don't, see why you can't if you just get enough people to say, hey, let's do it, because then it's beneficial for you. But ultimately, no pressure. Obviously, everybody do what they want to do. It ain't no shaming and nothing like that. Also, like Amanda said, tacking on to that earlier, get your money to Kalani so we can go ahead and freaking get the Tahoe situation booked, right? So go ahead and do that if you ain't sending her money. If you ain't like, if you got a money issue, I would say talk to her about it. You know what I'm saying? Like talk to somebody about it. Like don't just be like, oh, I'm not going because like talk to somebody, right? Talk to somebody, right? So we can get something going. Yeah. Danae, you got a question? I see you got your hand raised.
Yeah, it's not really related to this. It's between Abene and Michaela.
Bet.
So me and my cousin, she's an esthetician. She's looking to become a distributor and be a part of the Herbalife community, but she's not yet. But we're looking to do like a facial and like tea or shake party. Do you guys think like it's not necessarily wrong for it to be geared towards ladies and not the men? Or is that like okay? Or what would attract men?
Here's what I want to say. When I threw the first one, it was absolutely inviting men. It just so happened that only women responded. And then when we started planning the second one, the Ladies in Bloom, it kind of just played out that way. What you should just do is come up with a name for your event that is what is it, unisex? I think that's the term. So just come up with a name for your event that's unisex, that attract men and attract women. And what is it's facial and skincare. So that's great. You're going to do the Herbalife skincare line. Is that what you're thinking?
I wasn't even thinking that, but I could do that. And then
Yeah.
the shakes and teas and stuff.
You
That's
absolutely
perfect,
should.
actually.
That's really,
Okay.
yeah, that's really smart. You should do that because you can offer the shakes and tea on the side, you know what I'm saying? But also let them know we got a skincare line because it's kind of slept on. I mean, as far as I'm concerned. So like, yeah, do that because she's an esthetician. Hello, that actually goes into what she does, right? Too.
Yeah.
Hello, you better, girl.
Yeah, you just have to like got me a whole new idea.
You better get it.
Thank you.
There you go.
Michaela, you want to add on to that, or was that?
Oh, the only thing I just put is Antigua Beauty Booster. That's all I was gonna say, because that'll be a way, you can do both. But I don't have anything to add. What Steph said too. That's it.
Yeah. Hey, Danae, yeah, for sure. I'm just gonna say off the top, right? I don't know. I don't know what you was gonna do, right? But if you're doing something skin, you need all Herbalife products. Okay, so it's moisturizer, toner, serum, wash, face mask. You know what I'm saying? Like it's eye cream. You know what I'm saying? There's a bunch of different stuff. I don't know if you knew that, right? But it's a gang of stuff that you can use for your party along with the actual products that you ingest. You know what I'm saying?
I know they had the
um,
products, but I never tried them personally, so I
oh
couldn't.
yeah. So
Yeah.
listen, this is what I'm gonna say to you, right? I'm gonna go ahead and just tell you this is what I use. I can't recommend what you might use. We might have different skin types, right? But I really like the citrus wash. I really like the hemp serum. Type of 10 in the chat. What we're back on one. Type of 1 in the chat if you used the hemp serum before, right? The hemp serum is super dope. So I'm just saying, look, get the hemp serum, get one of the washes, get the moisturizer, try it out. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever you normally use for whatever different products that you use that for. More than likely, right? I'm not a skin connoisseur. I just know what work. You know what I'm saying? So if you use a certain product from a different brand, just order that same product through Herbalife and try it out. You know what I'm saying? And then you could be like, hey, check it out. My face feels super fresh. You know what I'm saying? I'm clearing up, whatever the case is, right? And then, like I say, use that with the tea and whatever he's gonna do. But definitely tap in with Avene and Michaela and or even Amanda as far as like, hey, like, hey, let me get that recipe, or what did you do like specifically so you can be successful in it. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, that's what the team is here for. So yeah,
Okay, thank you.
definitely no problem for sure. Yeah. So all questions, good questions, ultimately, at the end of the day. Oh, yes, that berry scrub and mask is my fave. Yes, for sure. I actually use both the berry scrub and the citrus polisher. Um, but yeah. So all questions, good questions. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. Bet.